your science class with Mr. Huddleston, you've been studying food chains. So we're going to be doing a really neat experiment today, studying the food chain. We're going to dissect owl pellets. Now tell me, before I go on, what does an owl eat? Linda?
Mice.
They eat lots of mice. They eat something called shrews and moles, and they eat birds. And when it eats a mouse or bird, it digests the meaty part of that animal, but it can't digest the bones and the feathers or the fur of that animal. So it coughs it back up, and it comes out in the little form of a little round pellet. So you all get to dissect those pellets today and be scientists and see if you can find what that owl had for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Okay? Now, you have a bone chart, and it's broken down by the different type of animal. So now, from a bone chart that you have, and you know what owls eat, I want you to take a couple minutes and talk it over in your groups and write down what you think is going to happen or what you might find during this activity. So take a couple minutes right now.
Lots of bones. Bones. Oh. Little bitty tiny bones, littler than our fingers. Or we could find the nose bone. Yep. We could expect, like, what somebody to say. Ooh, our, what's your word?
We could expect somebody maybe to throw up.
Yeah.
Like a color goes up. Or some stuff probably coming out like liquid or something. Probably sticky. Yeah.
We could have
Birds. Could have ate a bird instead of bird.
If he ate a mouse, it might be like it might have an eye in her.
Yeah.
We'd be like the owl losing our lunch. You know, I'm still wondering which one of these we're going to find.
Probably the one on birds.
We might find a rodent.
A rodent.
A rodent. Yeah, or things like that.
All right, let's see what you came up with, what some of your expectations were that you think's going to happen. TJ?
Might find some teeth.
Teeth? All right. James, what else did you all say?
We might find little mouse bones.
Bones? All right. Table 6, what did you all decide?
Might have blood or liquid.
Blood or liquid? Anything else, Marshall? What else?
It might be sticky.
Sticky?
It might have juice in it.
Okay, well, that would fit with the blood or the liquid, right? All right, table 5, what did you all come up with?
Did somebody make a pellet of their own?
Make one of their own? Hope it won't be a taco salad pellet. I will tell you, they treat these to kill the germs and the bacteria so that you're not going to get any disease. They're perfectly safe for you to use. What else, table 5? Is that all?
They got all of ours up already up.
Okay. Back to table 2.
If we might be digging up, it might stink.
Stink? Might have a smell. What else?
It might have eyes in the pellet.
Might have some eyes there. Okay.
Eyes of a mouse.
All right, Amanda.
So how long do you think it takes them to produce the owl pellet?
That's a great question. And on your table, you have a book. And scientists use lots of research from different places to learn about whatever it is that they're experimenting with. So if you get finished, take your book and look through there and see what else you can learn about it.
Do you think it takes them over 15 or 20 minutes?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll look that up later. That's a really good question. Now, if you look on your yellow sheet, number 1 says carefully unwrap the pellet. Number 2 says inspect the pellet. That's what scientists do. They look and take observations with their eyes and with their ears. And number 3, when you start tearing it apart,
It's 2 inches long.
We don't have a way, so I'm not gonna weigh it.
Oh.
Now we're supposed to pick out the skull, Jimmy. Pick out the skull and you have to put it on here. Do you think you might have ate more than one thing? Yeah, I do too. Marcia, how do you like doing that now?
This is Paul.
This is fun. Let me see. Where does this go? I think if it's the description, right here. No? Yeah, right there. Move that one. That one goes down here. That one goes down here, Marcel. Huh? That one goes down here.
What's that?
You got her stuff for first
I don't know. Is it an eye?
Oh, man. Oh, cool. This is cool. It don't even stink, though.
You probably did it. You probably been in that so long you didn't sleep. Don't try not to break them.
It's so hard I can't even pick it up.
Yeah. You gotta hit it.
The jaw.
A jaw.
The jaw, man.
Look like a
That's a jaw of this. Wait a minute. Was it? Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Look at this. Look.
We got the jaw.
Oh, I think this is a spine.
It is. Don't flick it towards me.
Sorry.
I don't want that spine in my. Pull it. It looks like a tail.
What is that?
Let me see it.
It's a spine.
It might be a tail too. Yeah, that
Oh
hurts.
my gosh, it's a real spine.
No, it's a little lumpy thing. Let's see.
Ooh, look at this. What is that, Jennifer?
Ribs
I
where?
crushed the skull right here. It was an accident.
There ain't no little ones.
Look.
Pick out
Tara,
some.
look what I did. It was an accident. I was
brought-
digging and it poked it.
That's why you got to use your hands instead of using that
That
pokey.
said use your hand.
Sure, put them right there. We don't know where they go. Oh,
Ew,
no.
ugh, gosh,
Here,
this is
give me
so
do it.
thin. Oh, good. There's some more bones in that first thing.
I know. There's a claw.
Let me see it. Yeah.
It's another one of them. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna scrub them hard.
Jennifer, give it back to her. No, don't do that.
Don't use that. You're gonna break the bone. Here,
looks like
dig out some bones, girl, instead of being scared. There's a bone.
Where does that go to? This is a leg bone to another animal. See? It got a spine. Oh my god. Why? It's a spine. Look, I got a spine. Yes! And I just broke through fur. See? Killing prey. I think he takes his claws and gets it, and then he eats it, and then down in his stomach. Like, oh look, and owls usually swallow their small prey whole, gulping down bones, fur, and feathers as well as flesh. But they cannot digest these parts of their victims, so they cough them up again in the form of the large pellet. Ooh, gross. He smells a little prey hole. Marcel, did you see that where it said it swallows its prey whole, them little things it eats? Right here?
Now I'd like for you to turn this sheet over and talk it over and write down how were your expectations like or unlike what really truly happened.
We found out. Yeah. We found the jaw. Yeah.
Little bones.
And
There wasn't no blood that night in it. I did not expect to have 8 teeth and 2 skulls and no front legs and 2 hips and 2 hind legs and 2 shoulder bones.
All right, what did you come up with? What happened that you didn't think would, or what didn't happen?
I thought it was going to be real big, but it was half the size as I thought it was.
All right, we were surprised about the size. Linda.
I thought that Jamie and Corey would just start going ahead and picking it up, but Jamie was at first afraid to pick it up, but when she realized that me and Corey weren't afraid, she started handling it.
And that's what you thought. We said that maybe some people wouldn't want to do this, that wouldn't want to touch this. Did you say anything to her to encourage her?
We just told her it's safe, it's clean.
It's okay. So, Jamie, you weren't too sure about doing this at first, and they kind of told you it was okay, and they assured you. How did you feel?
I feel I didn't want to do it at first. I didn't want to do it when they told me,
You didn't want to do it when they told you, but
but I still did. I waited till they broke it open first.
okay. All right, what are some other expectations that we talked about that did or did not come true, or something that surprised you? TJ?
It didn't stink or nothing,
It didn't stink?
and it was dry.
A lot of us thought that we might see some blood or some slime or something, that might be some wet, some liquid in there, and it wasn't. It was dry all the way through. All right, what about you all?
there would be real little bones, but there's real little.
So the size of the bones? Okay. Linda?
No one made a salad up at their own.
Nobody made, thank goodness, huh? Now, you all said you might become better friends. So you had enough materials to use, but you only had one pellet and one bone shark. So tell me for a second, how did you decide, how did you go about breaking it and looking through it? How did you do that?
We would just, all of us would just get a piece of the pill and then open our piece that we had.
So you divided it a little bit?
Like, we just said, who wants to do this and who wants to do what?
Did you have any argument?
No.
Tamika, did you all? Only two of you?
No,
One pellet, though, still.
all we did was whoever was the scaredest, and Tamika opened it.
Okay. So you had to use friendship. And I'm going to add one of our, big words there. All right. So now we expected to find some teeth and some feathers. Did anybody find any feathers?
Me?
What color were they?
They were like a blackish brown color.
So we did find feathers. Did we find bones of a mouse? Did we find this? No. Okay, it wasn't sticky. Nobody made one. We said there was no odor. Did anybody find any eyeballs?
We found the outside of eyeballs.
The eye socket, which is
Yeah.
part of the what? Raise
The-
your-
The skull.
part of the skull. Okay. What? Raise your hand if you liked doing the experiment. Okay. Raise your hand if you learned something. Now I'm going to ask, what did you learn, Tamika?
I learned that there's more than one rodent and there's more than one skull in an eye pellet, and they have more of different kind of shapes of ribs.
All right. What did you learn, Amanda?
I learned that there was more than one kind of bone in here. There was like 20 or 30 bones, different kinds of bones.
Why were there different kinds of bones?
He probably had a different animal or
He might have had more than one mouse, or a mouse and a bird, or a mouse and a shrew. So you knew that that owl didn't just eat one thing, right? So Amanda, back to your question you asked at the beginning. We haven't looked it up yet, but what do you think now from what you found out? Do you think that the owl pellet that the owl would have coughed it up in maybe 15 minutes after he ate? It ate.
No,
No, what?
because it got to let its stomach settle, and then probably about a few minutes later, he'll start coughing it up.
Anybody else have any comments about that?
I think like when he eats something and he digests it, I mean when it goes down to the system, he might go find something else to eat instead of what he just ate. Then he'll eat something else, and then he'll just stop and go to sleep or something, and then he'll wake up and start coughing it up.
Okay. All right, we'll stop there, and I promise you will have time to finish all this